Welcome friends, it's your boy Alex, and today we have a historical moment upon us. Hydroid has gotten a rework, and he's definitely a top tier Warframe right now. In this video we will go over the new abilities and 3 different builds. Tank DPS build, a loot build, and a shield gate build that relies on the new mod catalyzing shield to stay alive. Okay, let's check what changed with the abilities. So the passive. Corrosive status effect can fully armor strip on Hydroid. This makes it incredibly powerful and it removes the only con of corrosive, which was that the cap to the strip was 80%. They also removed all the charging mechanics, which was one of the things that made Hydroid horrible and very unfun to play. The first ability makes a corrosive rain. It stays in the area for a while and keeps stacking corrosive on the enemies. We also have a new augment that procs viral with a 100% status chance. So you have a skill that can fully armor strip the enemies and on top of that increase enemies damage taken with viral, kinda insane. You can also keep spamming this skill like a million times for some reason and it just keeps creating more rainy areas. Second ability is pretty similar to the old one. You become a tidal wave, but instead of throwing enemies randomly, you carry them and make a nice stack at the end of the wave. It can also be used like rolling guard, basically, since you cleanse all status effects on use. Now the completely new ability, Plunder. This ability is currently a buff that gives you extra corrosive damage and armor. This is an incredible buff that should be used right after you use your first ability in a group of enemies. This will easily stack it to the maximum amount. And the final ability, Tentacle Swarm. Yeah, I think we all know where this is going. The only thing they changed with the ability is that now you can actually hit something during it, since the tentacles don't flop enemies everywhere, but rather keep them still. Okay, so the first build. We got a standard steel path build. It's tanky, it does really good DPS and has unlimited energy. We prioritize strength, range and duration. We keep efficiency low since we have nourish. This will be the thing that gives us the infinite energy. And on top of that, we will get extra viral procs. The other thing for sustain we have is equilibrium. This will give us more health and energy. For survivability, we got adaptation for the damage resistance and arcane blessing, which will give us extra health. This will go together with our armor we get from the third ability and adaptation, so we will have very high damage resistance. The second arcane is multi-augmented for the extra strength. Aura is totally up to you. I decided to choose growing power for even more strength. The shards should either be 1 Tau Force orange casting speed shard or 2 normal ones, and the rest I decided to go for blue energy shards. In case you don't use blue shards, make sure to use Prime Flow and exchange the least important mod from your builds. In case you don't have orange shards, make sure to run Madurai. This will give you cast speed and more strength. Other option is Xenoric, just for the confiness in sustain and for the extra strength as well. So how the build plays out. You can see we basically take no damage whatsoever, strip enemies with ease and do an incredible amount of damage ourselves. You are not even required to use your weapons if you don't want to. You can kill everything with your first ability pretty much. So basically keep your third ability and nourish up at all times, spam your one everywhere since it is stackable. Use your second ability in case of annoying status effects or if you want to stack enemies to a reliable place. The loot build. We kind of have all stats evenly spread. The most important thing in this build is obviously Pilfering Swarm, which will give us extra drops from enemies killed that were previously held by our tentacles. We have Viral Tempest on every single build cause it's just an incredible augment. The helmet we have is Ivara's Quiver. With this we will have permanent stealth. We use it instead of the second ability this time because we need our fourth ability. Multi-efficiency for extra duration. Since we have stealth, this will be active 99% of the time. Enemy radar for the aura, cause why not? For the companion we have Nautilus. Like damn, have you ever seen this bad boy up until this patch? You might be thinking, why Nautilus? Well, we use it because of Gordon. This mod will stack the enemies for us. And then we have Manifold Bond to reduce the cooldown of Gordon so we can have a stacking machine. Just remember to use your weapon since the rain can only apply viral and corrosive. The last status is on you. And then we have a couple of new mods. Reinforced Bond for the extra fire rate, Duplex Bond so we make more copies of our pet, and Tenacious Bond for more crit damage. For the companion weapon, we got Death Machine Rifle Prime. So because of the new mods, we need over 50% crit. Sadly, the only way to get the Death Machine to 50% crit is to get a Riven with over 200% crit chance increase. So you might be better off using Wool Clock. With Wool Clock, you can get 50% crit chance without using a Riven. You get the Sentinel weapon by building the companion Diriga. We got Viral Heat, some fire rate and multi-shot, turning this into a very good status weapon, if we forget that the weapon actually has 7% status chance. So basically, how this build plays out, just find a nice corridor or a small room entrance. Keep the stealth up with Quiver, keep your third ability up, recast your fourth ability often so you grapple more enemies for more loot. And finally, just keep your enemies in the rain, aka your first ability. Remember to use your gun so your Nautilus will keep the enemies nicely stacked for you. This works for Steel Path and the normal mode, but remember that Steel Path has higher drop chance, so it might be more worth to go for it. And the final build. We got a new old shield gate with the mod catalyzing shields. This will reduce our max shield and give us the old patch 1.33 seconds of invulnerability. Basically the same like the Cane Dragon Key. So we prioritize strength mostly, and we have some duration and range. Efficiency, once again, doesn't really matter since we get Nourish and Equilibrium. Arcanes are the same like on the loot build, Augmented and Efficiency. We got Brief Respite, cause it's necessary for this kind of playstyle, and we got 2 Augur mods. Just a reminder that you are required to run at least 2 more Augur mods on your secondary if you want to recharge all your shields by using the first ability. All the builds are gonna look similar. This one has same amount of damage as the first build, so everything will die very quickly. Use your Rolling Guard, your second ability, and the new old shield gate to survive. You will see that this build makes you absolutely indestructible. You have 3 ways to become invulnerable. Just crazy. That's gonna be it for today, friends. I hope you will enjoy this awesome new rework. Hydroid just feels incredible now. I will be making videos about many new things that the new patch has to offer, so be sure to subscribe to stay tuned for it. And of course like and share the video with your favorite gamers. I will catch you in the next one.